Hey everybody, it's Chase with AV Pop Culture again, and today we are here to do a 4K horror review this spooky season for a horror classic. I am talking about Poltergeist II, recent 4K release from Scream Factory. We're going to get all into it, so pop that tape in. I got you. Let's go do this. All right, so Poltergeist 2, I just mentioned this in my video about the top 10 4Ks from Scream Factory, horror 4Ks from Scream Factory, so check out that video. Lots of great 4Ks on there. And this one was definitely one of them. I think I had it in my top 5. And quality-wise, it could be higher. It's just maybe I liked a couple of the other movies better just as movies. This 4K is awesome. Scream Factory is just not missing, you guys. They are not missing. This movie, of course, kind of like picks right up after the original Poltergeist ends. You've got the same cast back, and then this is where you get introduced to a couple more characters, including maybe the creepiest character of them all. And I don't think he's on any of this artwork anywhere. The old man that gave a lot of people, Gen Xer kids my age, nightmares. But this, so the family moves, and you know they're basically followed. They have issues again with ghosts. They're back, Carol Ann. So Poltergeist 2, the other side. Craig T. Nelson, Jo Beth Williams are back. Everybody's back. And this movie is a 4K restoration from the original camera negative. And of course, you guys follow me, you know I'm a filmmaker. Anytime you get that 4K original negative, or even the 35 millimeter print, but the 4K, if you get the original negative, that thing has the ability in it. It has the resolution within it to go all the way up to maybe even 6K. Like it definitely over 4, slightly over 4K, depending on the condition it's in. But when you see a restoration done so well, and they're always, you guys know I don't do a lot of side-by-side comparisons. Everything that you see from me is just me taking this 4K camera right here, this handheld 4K camera, and recording my 4K TV, and it's just for visual reference. Because there's too many factors that can change how the video or screen grabs look, how I color treat them, the YouTube compression. I go into that all the time. If you guys want more information on all that and like film grain and the nuts and bolts and all that, check out the video on my channel, Why Most 4K Reviews Are Wrong. And I really go into a lot of the technical aspects of it from a filmmaking standpoint. So you can definitely check that out. But everything you're going to see from me here is just for reference, and I go for points. I go for spots in the movie that tell me about how good this 4K is. Now, this one, it was pretty obvious from the moment that you pop it in, and sometimes you get those that just, like, some 4Ks look good. You're like, yeah, man, it looks good. You know, the Blu-ray looked good too. This looks good. You know, maybe it's a little bit better. But then there are other 4Ks that you pop in right away and you're like, whoa, I really tell the difference. And then if you pop them in on a high quality QLED, you're like, wow, I really tell the difference. And then if you pop them in on a good OLED, you're like, holy shit, reference quality, next level, unreal viewing experience. That's what Poltergeist 2 is. There are scenes in this, like there's a scene, and I think I got this one recorded, where Craig T. Nelson is sitting on the couch and he's drinking, and, you know, they're stressed and everything. He's drinking. He's also sweating. And the way you see the beads of sweat on his face and his forehead in such detail streaming down, the way the light comes through the bottle where he's drinking, unreal, because he's basically mainly lit with a lamp light, and I'm sure they have lights and stuff offset. They have other key light, but not a lot. You can tell by the way it's shot, and it's just so phenomenal. Like, and it's just little things like that. But then there are other scenes like outside when you see the ghosts, the spirits coming up and it's dark and these things are like illuminated, the way that looks, the crisp clarity of all that and the detail is so amazing. And then you can go to earlier in the movie where they're outside, where there are these big sweeping vistas of the scenery when it's kind of setting the scene and it's daylight and it's in the desert and it's just gorgeous. And then there are scenes where it kind of shows where you see flowers and the color just pops. So to be in one movie and have the quality be where you have these outside like desert shots of beautiful blue sky and it looks so amazing. And then you have these shots where it's very suburban like and you see, you know, these beautiful little houses and you see all these, you know, garden flowers that are just bursting with color. And that's in there. And then you have those horror aspects at nighttime where things are dimly lit and you see like whether it's the ghosts coming out or whether it's dimly atmospheric lit and Craig T. Nelson is there on the couch with just a warm light bulb lighting him and you're kind of waiting for something to happen and it sets that mood and atmosphere, but it doesn't lose that filmic quality and that beautiful detail. Y'all, that's a hard range in one movie to make look good. Especially when you take a 30 some odd year old piece of film and you restore it. Usually you would think there's going to be something in one of those. Like you're not like, maybe you're going to sacrifice the dark scenes to get these bright scenes beautiful. Or maybe you're going to sacrifice the bright scenes to get all the detail and stuff you need in the dark. Or maybe it's like, okay, well, these are going to be muted tones in here and dimly lit. So the color, when I'm doing fixing the color grade, then the color is going to suffer over here. No, it is pristine all the way through. And I mean, I don't really know, like, I was trying to sit here and think about it and I was like, you know, because I've talked about it in another video already. I'm like, what can I say about this other than, like, if you're a fan of Poltergeist and you have the first Poltergeist studio release looks really good. This is better. Period. This is better. And they're both really good. Like I have the other one. It's back here in my special slipcase. And like visually as good as that one is, this one is better. And that is hard to imagine. So if you have the first Poltergeist and you haven't taken the plunge on this one yet, watch that one and then say Poltergeist 2's 4K looks better. That's how good this is. And then, of course, you got to like the movie. Like I've said before, like a 4K can look great and it might be a whole new viewing experience and that might be cool. But if you don't like the movie, then who cares? Like, you know, it doesn't matter how good it looks. Like, I mean, usually, you know, a 4K looking great isn't going to change my opinion of the movie. It might make my viewing experience more enjoyable because it just looks so damn good. And I appreciate that from a cinematography and a filmmaker's perspective. But if I think the movie sucks, then who cares? But I mean, of course, I'm a Poltergeist fan. I actually like I don't dislike any of the Poltergeist movies, really. And I'm a big fan of Craig T. Nelson. Jo Beth Williams is always good in everything that she's in. Now, this does have Dolby Vision. Don't let me forget that. And it does have a Dolby Atmos track. So it has the DTS audio and a Atmos track. I don't have the Atmos set up yet. I'm eventually going to get there. I want that. I want the full, like, just encompassing feeling of movies. I want to experience the movies. I want to feel the movies. That is part of why you want a 4K with a proper, you know, setup, because of the experience it gives you. You experience the movie, you feel the movie in a whole different way. And that's just something you're not going to get just, you know, watching on streaming or watching on your phone or watching on a laptop. Sure, you can consume content that way. You can still see the same moving images, but you're not experiencing that film. This is how you experience a film, with a 4K of this quality, with your proper 4K setup, a surround system, and it just encompasses you. Like it's all encompassing, and it kind of takes you away to that whole other place and time, and you go on this adventure for this movie, and everything else gets shut out because, man, you're surrounded, you're engulfed with sound. It's coming from front, right in front of your face, from your right, from your left. The bass is down here, rumbling under your feet. You've got sounds coming from back up high around you in the surround, and then you've got this Atmos with these high sounds and these height tracks on there, and then you've got the beautiful 4K with all of its colors and its darks and its lights, and the movie itself being told with all of this sensory input put into you. That is what movies can do. That is what a good 4K can do. And I mean, it changed my perspective of The Thing when I finally gave The Thing its due. A 4K, when you experience it all the way, is how movies were meant to be enjoyed. And to me, that's why I'm all in. You're never going to get that from streaming. You're never going to get it a lot of times from a Blu-ray. In some cases, you're going to get a good Blu-ray. But you're never going to get that kind of sound and visual quality and all of that. And that brings the movies to you in a whole other way. Poltergeist, it has a lot of, I'll get into it. It's a 2-disc set. I get carried away with the passion of it, with the feeling of it, with how it looks, how it sounds, all that. I'll give you guys some technical specs because it's 4K from the original camera negative, Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos. It has an audio commentary with the writer-producer, an audio commentary with webmaster of the Poltergeist fan site. And then it has a second disc where it has the movie on Blu-ray, the same scan but compressed down now, so you're going to lose some stuff. That is also presented in Dolby Atmos. And then it has some archival special features, like an interview with the visual effects team, interview with actor Oliver Robbins, The Spirit World, which is one of the names of the features, which cracks me up because that's the name of my film production company, is Spirit World Productions, though it doesn't come from there. It comes from Young Guns Part 1, where they're high on peyote and they're going through the Indian reservation, and he says, "Hey, Chavez, how come they ain't killing us?" And Dirty Steve answers and says, "'Cause we're in the spirit world, asshole. They can't see us." That's where the name of my company came from. But this feature is the Spirit World interview with the visual effects supervisor. Look at contributions from artists, a stills gallery, a monster shop. It's got a making of Poltergeist 2. So you got a lot of archival stuff on there. You got some new stuff. Most of the special features are going to be on the second disc. So, except for the the new audio commentaries are on the original or on the 4K disc. But you got everything you need in here. You got the slip cover. This was a gift from awesome channel member Lance, and I've mentioned that a couple times. He sent me this, and it came with a poster. So I got the poster, and there you see on the inside the discs, your 4K and your Blu-ray. And it doesn't have reversible art, but that's okay. You got a nice slip here, and I like it. Gets the job done, and it's a great 4K. You got Poltergeist, you got to get Poltergeist 2. This is a outstanding 4K by Scream Factory, and I highly recommend it. But that's what I got for you. Just a quick look at it today. There's some awesome footage in there, and the movie, totally worth it on 4K. Like I said, I don't get anything from Scream Factory. They don't give me anything. I'm not going to tell you something's good if it's not good. And I'm not going to tell you something's bad if I think it's good. I'm just going to be honest with you in my evaluations, and it's a hell of a 4K. But let me know your thoughts. You got Poltergeist 2. What do you think of it? What are some of your 4Ks that you are looking for? Lots of big spooky season content coming up. I got a huge video on Sunday. My 31 days of horror challenge assignment that I'm going to challenge you with, challenge myself with. Big one coming up there, and so much more. We're doing spooky season stuff now, but we don't always do that. It's just the focus for now. We do 4K reviews here. We do lists, rankings. We do physical media news, all from a filmmaker and fans perspective, and so much more. If that sounds like something you're interested in, please like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. You can help support the channel by joining below at my Patreon or right here on YouTube, a couple dollars a month. You get your name and lights here on the video. You get access to special videos, behind the scenes of my filmmaking, some stuff that I've made, short films, special members videos, all kinds of stuff. And we are rapidly approaching 5,000 subscribers. So when we get to 4,500 here, I'm going to make a big announcement about a live stream where I'm going to do big giveaways. We're going to have a whole lot of fun. Some stuff I've been holding on to for months, waiting on that day to come. And I really appreciate you all helping me get there so fast. And until next time, be kind, rewind like always. This is Chase with AV Pop Culture, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye. I know.